Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganye. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have a Nigerian project turning looted works of African art into non-fungible tokens or NFTs. A man wrongfully incarcerated uses his talent in prison to reclaim his life, and Portuguese-Guinean actor Welket Bungué gives us an inside look at his latest film, Crimes of the Future. Let's get on with the show. And let's begin the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. Tom Cruise may have pulled off one of the most daring stunts of his career, getting audiences to go to the movies for something that does not involve superheroes. Top Gun Maverick pulled in blockbuster ticket sales in its opening weekend, collecting $134 million from a record 4,732 North American cinemas. Paramount and Skydance's all-American action-adventure is expected to collect $151 million through Monday, defying expectation while also setting a new high-water mark for Memorial Day opening weekends. That is thanks to dazzling reviews, heaping doses of nostalgia, and getting crews back in the cockpit to perform real aerial stunts as pilot Pete Maverick Mitchell. Top Gun Maverick is the highest grossing debut in Cruise's 40-year career, and he's fast to surpass $100 million on opening weekend. War of the Worlds, which opened to $64 million in 2005, previously stood as Cruise's biggest opening weekend. And in some music news, Justin Timberlake has sold the rights to his songs, including hits such as Cry Me a River and Rock Your Body, to Hypnosis Song Management, the latest pop star to cash in on his body of work in the red-hot market for music streaming. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, although a report by the Wall Street Journal said the transaction was valued at just above $100 million. And now to some sports news. Jason Tatum registered 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists to help the Boston Celtics notch a 100-96 victory over the host Miami Heat to win Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals and reach the NBA Finals. Tatum was named the Conference Finals MVP. The Celtics will face the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. Dripping with champagne, diamonds, and some catty dialogue, two Made in Africa reality TV series showcase breezy lifestyles that are a far cry from stereotypical images of African hardship. Netflix's Young, Famous and African and Showmax's The Real Housewives of Lagos have transfixed viewers on the continent. Let's have a look. On Netflix's Young, Famous and African, a group of music and showbiz celebrities from around the continent party, flirt and fall out in opulent settings in Johannesburg's Sandton area, proudly presented as the richest square mile in Africa. Showmax's The Real Housewives of Lagos, part of an international franchise, portrays a group of glamorous, entrepreneurial women seeking to outshine each other as they go about their lives in Nigeria's commercial capital. Zari Hassan, a successful entrepreneur and one of the stars of Young, Famous and African, says that the series is an opportunity to change misconceptions about Africa.
People have this misconception about what Africa is. And for us, the show was about to show you, hey, this is it. Whatever you're seeing in Europe, whatever you're seeing in the States, we have it in Africa. And we don't need to be there to start posting on cards or lifestyles. We have it here. So I love the new Africa. And I love that I got a chance to showcase the new Africa.
You can't tell my husband I'm insecure.
Netflix says Young, Famous and African ranked #1 on the continent in its first week of release in March and stayed in the top 10 for 4 weeks in South Africa, Nigeria and Kenya. South African actress Kanye Mbawu, one of the stars of the Netflix series, said that during the gloom of the COVID-19 pandemic, Africa had mostly been presented as a continent that was in a bad place, lacking vaccines.
This show came at a time where we can celebrate who we are. We are the culture. If you look at the world, our music, our fashion, it is filtered through European countries. The Americans love what we do. So this show is actually to show us that we are truly the motherland. We are the sound, we are the tone. And it came at the right time after the darkness that we faced over 2.5 years.
Candice Fanguero, head of content at Showmax, says getting the green light to make the series was an easy decision.
For us, it was a case of, you know what, if they can do this internationally, why can't we do it locally? And for me, it was, our audiences in South Africa loved it. It was actually an easy decision to commission Lagos, because how much more fabulous can you get? We've seen the Nigerians, we know the caliber of women, the lifestyles they live, how exuberant and ostentatious and incredible that they are. We're like, if anyone's going to get this right, it's the Real Housewives of Lagos.
If you disrespect me, I'll give it back to you.
And you are not like that. How dare you?
Both series have been hits according to their platforms and have generated huge volume of comment on social media.
The book that you're talking about, how much have you made from the book? What is it coming back?
And now to some film news. Cannes Film Festival 2022 was a hit, and among the many talented actors was Portuguese-Guinean Welket Bungué. Bungué is part of the Crimes of the Future cast, a film by David Cronenberg and Viggo Mortensen, Leah Seydoux and Kristen Stewart. Bungué talked to Red Carpet about his experience at Cannes and working with cinema powerhouses. Let's check it out.
I don't like what's happening with the body. In particular, what's happening with my body.
I've worked in movies in Brazil, India, here in Germany, and in Portugal, and this is the kind of opportunity I'm looking for. Being able to do a movie like this that premiered in Cannes shows the quality of the cast, of the production involved to make this film. The experience was very intense and short. We had to follow a lot of formalities as part of a cast, which consists of 3 worldwide known people, or better 4, including the filmmaker Cronenberg, Viggo Mortensen, Kristen, and Leah Seydoux.
Welket Bungué says that the film raises more questions than answers. And he says also that Crimes of the Future offers a glimpse into a new humankind.
It's a film that's very close to sci-fi. I see it as a thriller, set on a time period almost post-human, where the organs surge uncontrolled. The film has several questions connected to what could be humans' resistance to this planet, which has been hit by excessive consumption, and also by the impossibility of recycling certain materials. The film proposes a humankind that is able to digest plastic.
His character is somewhat mysterious, and Bungué says it was a challenge playing the vice police agent.
And in some art news, a Nigerian project is turning looted works of African art into non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, in a form of alternative repatriation. Take a look. Inside London's British Museum, a heist is underway, more specifically, a digital art heist. That's the term used by Nigerian Chidi Nwabani, who has launched a scheme to turn African artifacts looted by European colonizers into NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. It is a form, he says, of alternative repatriation.
If you want to learn about sculptures and things, you go to Britain or you go to another country in Europe, right? So we're just trying to reimagine that world and bring that world into the digital form.
Nwabani's project is called Looty, and it comes at a time when calls for stolen artifacts to be returned have been intensifying. At the forefront of that debate are the Benin bronzes taken by British troops in 1897 from what is now Nigeria. Many are held in the British Museum, and one bronze was Looty's first target. What happens is that a Luti representative goes into the museum to scan the artwork and create a 3D image. All perfectly legal, Nubani adds. An NFT of the image is then created. NFTs are a form of bragging rights that confer ownership of a digital asset authenticated via blockchain. Nubani says 20% of the proceeds of NFT sales will go into grants for African artists aged 25 or under.
The future is going to be a digital one. And even though now the physical is definitely a lot more important, there's going to be a future where, you know, and this was kind of the genesis of this project, was that we wanted the digital to be on the same level as the physical.
Luti's website launched on May 13th, 2022, but it's not just going to be stocked with Nigerian digital assets. Nubani says the next big project is an ancient Egyptian item, but he declined to give further details. Valentino Dixon was wrongfully sent to prison where the power of art helped set him free. He spoke to VOA's Aaron Fodo about how he was able to use his talent in prison to reclaim his life.
I've been given many nicknames when I was in prison. You know, most of the inmates called me the prison Picasso, you know, and they kind of ran with that because they would see me drawing all day long. I drew up to 10 hours a day, every day, and I never took a day off. I was arrested at 21 years old. I was hanging out at a popular hangout in Buffalo, New York, a restaurant, and a shooting occurred. I took off and ran in my car, and shortly thereafter I was arrested and taken into custody and questioned. I was charged with shooting 3 people, and within days, 8 people came forward to clear me of the crime, and the person responsible confessed to the crime. All of those witnesses and the confession was disregarded. I was found guilty of all charges, given a 39-year life sentence. I found myself in Attica Correctional Facility, and I didn't know what to do. And all I was asking myself was, how are you going to survive this? You know, who's going to help you? Who's going to believe that you're innocent of this crime? You know, I had written numerous letters, hundreds of letters, and all of them were ignored. And, you know, I had to make a choice, a conscious decision, you know, if I wanted to live or if I wanted to die. And when I watched the movie Shawshank Redemption, the main character had 2 choices, because he was innocent for the crime he was in jail for. Get busy living or get busy dying. This is a famous quote, and that kind of resonated in my spirit. And it wasn't until my uncle told me, he said, hey, you need to start drawing again, because if you can reclaim your talent, you can reclaim your life. He sent me some colored pencils and some paper, and I started drawing after that. I started a foundation called The Art of Freedom to fight against wrongful conviction and sentencing guidelines in America. Okay, which is the reason why we have mass incarceration, because our sentencing guidelines are too harsh and excessive, and it violates our 8th Amendment against cruel and unusual punishment. Jack Nicklaus, the greatest golfer of all time, when he met me, he said I reminded him of Nelson Mandela because of my spirit, you know, because I'm not bitter, I'm not angry. You know, in life, we're all going to be tested with something, and we don't get to decide to test. Artwork was a therapy for me in prison, but for you, it may be something else. We all have a gift. We all have a talent. Find out what your talent and your gift is, you know, and embrace it wholeheartedly. Because this is what keeps the spirit alive in this world. It's a lot of challenges, and you need something to keep that spirit going.
Thank you for watching VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Bungué. For more entertainment news, check us out at voaafrica.com. You can also connect with us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.